That's what we call dog man's best friend. That's what we call dog man's best friend.
Hey again everybody, this is Bruno. I'm going to make a video about my dogs. One of my patrons, Ross, said it would be interesting to know a little bit about each dog and what it does, so I thought I'd start off with this big fella here, Bruno. He's 11 years of age. He's a pure Dogo Argentino from Argentina. That's where they come from originally. He actually was bred here in New Zealand, but that's where his breeding is. They were originally bred for hunting puma and hunting boar, and also for guarding the homestead, and that's exactly what Bruno does these days. His body weight used to be 76, 78 kg, but now he's down to 68. In his old age, he's lost a bit of muscle mass. That's a cancer on his head. It was actually a scar where he got a pig tusk in it, but it actually became cancerous, and he's got different cancer throughout his body. So that's probably something which is a lot more common in white dogs, as is deafness as well as common. 20% of dogos have deafness in either both ears or one ear. Generally if it's both ears they get put down. He's deaf in one ear, which makes it very hard for him to know which direction to go. Bruno, he's a good boy. To date on the property he's caught 2 burglars, 2 Moroccans, and they were from Morocco, and they actually were known by police. It was a few years back now. He would have been about 3, I think. It's probably going back about, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. And they were going to rip off the A-frame at the top of the house, and I left Bruno in the bushes. It's a long story, so I will do a video one time on that whole story, but I won't go into it right now because it's not really about the dog itself. But let's say this that person would never ever come back to this property after Bruno scaring the absolute living daylights out of him. Absolutely terrified the guy. He's a good boy. This blanket here is from Anna Marie, and she sent this, and this is really, really good for Bruno because it keeps him warm, but it also helps his blood circulate. It's got something in it which is really good for that. I don't know quite how it works, but that's what it does, and I've noticed since he's been having it over him, he's been a lot more agile around the property. In his day, he was a formidable pig dog. He was a rope dog. His biggest boar was 150 pound. He got that on a farm over towards the Hope Saddle Way, and all the other dogs were there, but he's the one that locked it down. We had his bite ratio measured, when he was about 3 by my mate Stefan from Germany. 503 pounds per square inch, which to what I have so far found out is one of the strongest bite ratios of a dog, period. So if you know of anything that's recorded big on that, let me know, because from what I know so far, his bite ratio was just through the roof. It's about 100 pounds more than anything that Stefan had ever measured in his life, and he's measured dogs all around the world. Good boy. He requires a huge amount to eat. He gets between 6 and 10 eggs every day. He gets a whole roll of possum yum, often a whole rabbit or a whole possum, and sometimes more depending on how cold it is, to maintain his body mass. So that's Bruno. He's 11. We expect him to live to 8 or 9, so he's gone more than we expected him to go, and I put that down to the good food he's had. He's had top premium dog tucker, mostly possum yum's what he's had, and it's bit him well. And old mates come over and say g'day, which brings us to the next dog, Pace. Hey, Pace is a Waller Terrier, bred by Wade Waller. Yeah, and he's trouble. He's actually become my main dog. Haven't you, Pace, eh? He's a bit jealous because Bruno's getting some love. Sit down, Bruno, sit down. Right now there's a bitch on heat somewhere, so we're watching them because we had a couple of scraps. Pace is a mixture of dogs, and I can't tell you what it is because the breeder never told me, but obviously he's got Jack Russell and some whippet in him. And he's just trouble. He's ADHD. He's become my main dog. He's 3.5 years old, and these dogs don't really get going until they get to about that age. He's full of scars. He's got scars all over him. Sit down, Bruno. And they're all from not only fighting pigs, but also fighting the other dogs, B. Because he's alpha dog, I've got a bitch right now that's on heat somewhere around the area. All the males are at each other's throats, and he actually had a fight with Bigsy the other day. I broke it up very quick with the help of Daniel that's staying here, but they would have killed each other. Currently, he's sleeping inside my bedroom in a plastic box from the warehouse. Keep your head down, Bruno. Stay down. He's my mate, and I can tell you a lot more about Pace. Sit down. Down where you go. I'm going to stop there because his body language already is like he's getting jealous with me with Bruno, and I'm going to be really careful of that. I've got to watch dogs when they are like that because you can easily get a dog fight. So we're going to walk the rest of the dogs and talk about them. As I said, Pace is pretty much now my main dog. He's caught in the last 2 months, I think, 8 good pigs. Plenty of good sized boars, much bigger than him, and he's also sustained quite a lot of damage. Rips. His last rip was the back leg here. I'll show you around here, the side. You can see that there. You can see the scar down here. It's okay, mate. It's still a bit sore in it. Doesn't like me touching that. He's only a tiny dog. He catch pigs way bigger himself. He's got this mentality, I've got you, I'm not going to let you go, even if I have to die doing it. So he's become, yeah, pretty much my lead dog. My main dog really is Poe, which I'm going to show you now. Poe came from Kim Swan. It was actually Kim's husband's dog, Stephen's dog. There she goes. Hey Poe, you good girl, eh? Her breeding's a mixture. She's obviously working dog breed. She's got heading dog in her. She's got a little bit of... Her bark sounds like, when she's barking, it doesn't sound like a normal dog. It sounds like a coyote. But she's actually got Hunterway in there, I think, for the bark she's got. The coloration would suggest that. Hunterway is a New Zealand dog for doing stock. But she doesn't trail bark at all. She's got these great big paws that can really handle the terrain. She's had cancer cut out of her once. Currently she's shaved on the side where she got ripped by a pig all around here. That was 131 pound just recently and still healing up. That's why she's all had that there cut off. This is her son next to her, Bigsy. Now Bigsy's really looking good. Bigsy's going well too. Aren't you, Bigsy? I'm going to let him out, but I've got to be careful because Pace is watching him, and as I said, there's a bitch around on heat right now, so we don't want there to be a fight. Pace, you leave it. Look at Pace, he's like looking already. Is he coming out? I want to jump on him. You leave it, Pace. Don't touch. I'm going to be real firm on this because I have had a few fights. Bigsy's got a lovely nature. Good dog, Bigsy. Good dog. Stay there, boy. Stay there. That's a good dog. He's watching. So, Pace, we think is the father. We're not 100% sure because I did put a dog called Brown. Tried to put it over Poe. We don't know if we ever got that mating or not, but I would think he probably most likely is Pace's son. He's shaking already because he knows that Pace is standing there watching him, wanting to have a scrap. I'll just pan the camera while I'm doing it. There goes Pace there looking straight at him. Poe's like, who the hell's in my box? That's your box, isn't it, Poe? Hey? You can see I've cut this possum up so it falls to bits when Pace eats it. It's the first thing Pace had today. There you go, Pace. You can eat that, mate, in your box, and it's a good place to go. Yeah, mate. Sorry about that. Right, we can let you out now, Bigsy. You going to come out, or you don't want to come out because it's muddy, eh? He doesn't want to put his feet down on that. Can you blame him? Bigsy caught a 110-pound sow last week with just Poe. He's caught his own pigs. He's going really well. Of all the litter, he's probably doing the best I've heard of so far. Most of the other dogs, his siblings, are doing well, except one that I know of, and that's the one that I gave to my mate Selwyn. For some reason, just hasn't gone, but the rest have gone really good. He's waiting for some food. He's drooling because he's seen that his old mate Pace has got some in there. Yeah, we're not going to give you that right now. And we're going to take B out. So B, we'll wait for that duck to finish letting its head off. B here was bred by Wade Waller. So, got some of the same breed that Pace has got in him. He doesn't want to be anybody's pet. He was going to be my hopes and dreams, this dog, but after leaning into a couple of young fellas, they took him away for a hunt, and he jumped on a possum, and they either hit him or did something on it to stop-proof him, but they actually buggered him up. He hasn't been hunting well since. So, my thing of leaning dogs has now stopped, because that dog there is no longer the dog he used to be. He's trail barked. He started doing that and just not acting good. We'll see how he goes. He's only 2.5 years. I'll give him another year, give him a chance to really find his straps. But right now, he's not doing very well. Look at the size difference. He's a big dog, but look at Bruno next to him. Bruno's 68 kg. This dog here is 34, Bigsy. And B is about 30. So Bruno's quite a bit bigger. And they're getting apples to eat. That's exactly what he's doing, pulling one off the tree. They can't actually process that, but they enjoy eating it. I guess they get a bit of sugar out of it maybe, but there's not much they can really do in the way of goodness. Poe's taken over Bruno's job of guarding now. You can see her guarding right now. She's looking out across the paddock for anybody. Get him, B! Pick up! Pick up! Speed come. That's a bit slow, mate. Get in. I've just let him off so he wants to naturally go. She's watching all the time, she's guarding. She's actually spayed. I see B's got his nose up her back end, but she's spayed, so she won't be giving out any scent. Here comes Bigsy back in again. That's her son. Looking good, looking strong. Tail wagging. Good girl, Poe. Clearly she's the alpha bitch. You can tell by her body language. Head up. She's smelling something on the wind, and I'm thinking it's another dog. I think it's the bitch that's got all the other dogs worked up. Yeah, she's definitely scenting another dog on the wind. And I think Bruno's actually scenting it too. He's looking in the same direction. Yep, definitely another dog around. Just as if she was hunting. She's scenting. Strong scenting. She's caught a lot of pigs. She's had few injuries for the amount she's caught. I paid $500 for her when she was 30 months old, and that was a very cheap dog for what I got. She's the best pig dog I've ever had, and Bigsy's learning a lot off her right now. Her attention is definitely towards something she can smell. You can see she's on high alert. She's watching something. She's seen Bigsy over there. Time to give them their tucker, which is possum yum. That's what I feed them. Hope you enjoyed this video about my dogs. Bruno, come. Give them some tucker, and the sun will be down soon. Good luck with your own dogs, and I hope it's going well for you with pets that you just have as mates, or if you're working dogs on the farm, or with dogs you're hunting. It might be an indicating dog, might be a possum dog, might be a baiting dog. A lot of guys that cull goats use dogs, mostly for indicating and baiting up the goats. Could be a retriever, retrieving pheasant or quail or duck. The symbiotic relationship between man and dog has been going on forever. They're great companions, but they're also good for bringing home the bacon. Be good, you can't be good. Well, at least try and be good. And if you can't be good, be careful. See you later.